Hello everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the mental photography deck. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Advice for Magicians, where the goal is to help you to take your magic to the next level. Not too long ago, I started a segment called Gaff Decks 101, where I talk about some of the cool Gaff decks that are out on the market. I've already done a couple of episodes now. We've talked about the Svengali deck, we've talked about the Invisible deck, and today we are going to be taking a look at a trick called mental photography. Before I talk about the trick, I would like to perform it for you. But before I do that, just a couple of announcements. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you guys will know every time I upload a new video. Also, keep in mind that this channel is sponsored by you. So if you would like to support the channel for just $1 a month, it's like nothing, just $1 a month, all you got to do is click the join button below. You'll get access to a ton of awesome stuff, including tutorials, early access to videos, emojis, badges, and more. I would like to introduce some of our newest members. So ladies and gentlemen, let's please give a nice warm welcome to Stephen Wood, Mike Moore, and Nicholas Perot. I hope, I'm so sorry, I'm so bad at butchering your guys' names. You guys have like the coolest names, and I'm always butchering them. My apologies for that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you to all of my members, and thank you to all of my subscribers as well. It's because of you that I am able to keep this channel going. So let's take a look at mental photography. All right, I'd like to show you this deck of cards. It's kind of interesting because, as you can see, the cards are all blank. Blank on the front and blank on the back. Now what we need to do is we need to make this deck look more like a normal deck of cards. The way that I do that is by using my imagination. I can actually use my mind's eye to print images on these cards, right? So for example, if I'm thinking of a 7 of clubs, I can make that 7 of clubs materialize. Now here's the downside. If I'm only thinking of one card, I only get one card. And not only that, if I'm not thinking of a back, I don't get the back of the card, right? So we have to think of some more cards in the deck. Maybe I might think of a 7 of spades this time, right? Or a 2 of clubs, or a 4 of spades, or a queen of clubs. A bunch of different cards. If I can imagine more and more cards, and I can start to think of the backs of the cards, and I can even get the backs of the cards to materialize. Now, if I focus really hard, I can actually get every single card in the deck to print front and back. And that is the beauty of the mental photography deck. All right, this is super awesome, such a cool trick, and the best part is when you're done, you just simply give the cards a cut and they all revert back to being a blank deck of cards again. Really cool trick. This is one that I really enjoy performing. I love to demo this when I'm at the magic shop because it's interesting. It's an interesting prop. People have not seen blank cards before. So you can tell them this is what a deck of cards looks like right out of the playing card factory, right? This is what the cards look like before they've actually been printed. Now, I'm a magician, so I'm actually going to do something cool with these, and maybe we can use our imaginations and we can print these cards together, right? Or whatever your patter is, and then you roll into the performance. So the deck itself it's really clever, and it essentially uses two different techniques that we've already talked about in this Gaff Decks 101 series. It uses the same principles as both the Svengali deck and the Invisible deck combined, right? So remember that principle that we talked about in the Invisible deck, that rough smooth principle. We're using the same idea here, only with blank cards. You can actually spread these out, you can show the faces, you can show the backs of the cards, right? And both sides, doesn't matter, right? And it uses the same principle as the Svengali deck. So you can actually dribble the cards. You can show all the cards are blank. Let me try to show you here, right? You can dribble the cards, you can show that they're all blank. So a bunch of stuff going on there. Now, when it comes time to do the change, we're going to use a similar method to when we're performing the Wonder deck. So all I have to do is just give the cards a cut, and I can make a card print itself. But the thing is, again, it's only going to print the face of the card, right? If I spread through the other cards, you'll see that they're all still blank. But if I imagine a back, maybe I can get a back to appear. But the thing is it's just a back, right? With no face. So now I have a face with no back and a back with no face. If I put them together, it looks like a full deck of cards. Now I'm going to do the same Svengali deck move that I would have done before, only this time it's going to make the deck look like it's been printed. Excuse me, I missed one in there. Let me try that again. It's going to make the deck look printed, right? Fronts and backs. So this is just a really cool piece of magic. It's one that I really enjoy performing. You can perform it on its own just as I did, or what I like to do is I like to perform it using David Regal's Sudden deck. I'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can see that effect. I believe he's got 3 different variations on the market. The one that I own is Sudden Deck 2. Sudden Deck 3 is pretty much the same exact thing. The only difference is you can show the inside of the gimmick before you do the change, which I personally don't think really adds too much to it. But some people might enjoy that extra little flourish that you could do. But essentially what it is you already have the blank cards, right? Sudden Deck allows you to show an empty, unprinted card box, like a tuck box. Like if you were to unfold your tuck box and lay it out on the table, it looks like that. It's blank on both sides, and then all you do is snap your fingers, and then the tuck box prints itself. Then you fold it up, you snap again, and out pops a full deck of cards. And what I would do is I would actually produce these cards from the Sudden Deck gimmick. So you printed the case, you made the cards appear, but they're blank, so now you got to print the cards. And so now you already have like a nice, beautiful little routine put together. It's a perfect opener, or if you just want to do it as a walk around moment, it's a great thing that you can do for walk around. And the thing that I love about it is it makes the objects, the tools, the props that you're going to use, it makes them interesting, right? If you haven't already seen the video about, spectators going like, oh, I've seen this one before, right? If you haven't already watched that video, I recommend that you watch it after you're done watching this one, because I'm going to talk about more ways to actually make the props more interesting. But this is a perfect example of that, because like I said, you pull out these cards and you say, yeah, these are like blank playing cards, like before they're actually printed at the playing card factory. And people are like, that's kind of interesting. I've never seen that. I didn't even know that those existed. Like, that's kind of cool, right? Usually when I do this, I say something along the lines of, yeah, I took a tour of the US Playing Card Company, and this was like a little souvenir that I got to take home, right? They let us actually run off some blank cards and cut them. I cut these myself, right? So pretty cool, like little souvenir to take home. Not many people get to say that I went to the playing card factory and printed my own blank cards, right? Or you can make a joke out of it, like, yeah, so like I bought this deck of cards and something screwed up because like they didn't even print them. They just put these blank cards in the box, right? Whatever presentation you want to come up with is completely fine. Have fun with it. Get creative with it. Like I said, check out that Sudden Deck by David Regal. Really awesome trick. I'll leave a link to that as well in the description below. Now, here's the only thing. Whoops, as I'm like throwing stuff. Here's the only thing with this. This deck could not be handed out and it could not be examined. It's just like the Invisible deck, and it's just like the Wonder deck. Or the Svengali deck, sorry, we call it the Wonder deck at the magic shop because people can't say Svengali sometimes. It's the same as the Svengali deck, and it's the same as the Invisible deck. If you hand it out to a spectator and they start looking at the cards, they're going to see the secret right away. So after you've printed the deck, what you can do is you can do something called a deck switch. Now, if you want to learn in detail how you can do this, I recommend you go back and watch the Svengali deck episode of Gaff Decks 101, because I actually teach you guys how to do that in that episode. Or you can check out my switcheroo deck holdout tutorials. Again, if you want to become a member for just $1 a month, you will get access to those tutorials in the tutorials playlist. I teach you guys how I do my walk around deck switch, so you can actually go table to table doing this trick, and then you just reach into your pocket, pull out a marker, hand it to them, shuffle the cards, hand out the cards, and then say, here, choose any card that you like. And now you've just switched into a regular deck of cards, so you can go on to do some awesome stuff with the deck of cards that you just printed. So really cool stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the mental photography deck, also known as the blank deck. Let me know if you own one, how much fun it is to play with, all of that good stuff, and let me know what decks of cards you guys would like to see me talk about for future episodes. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, make sure to click the subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you'll know every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to check out some more magic, visit us at o'brienmagic.com, and be sure to check out our online magic shop, where you will find the latest and greatest magic books, downloads, and accessories.